Hello besties, my name is Mina, welcome to my channel Mina Reads, and today we're going to be doing my 5-star predictions. So up first I have Her Body and Other Parties by Carmen Maria Machado, and I read In the Dream House last year or maybe the year before, but I absolutely loved it and I have been wanting to read more by this author. So I think that this is going to also be an amazing reading experience. This is a short story collection rather than a singular narrative. In the Dream House is a memoir and this is fiction, short stories, but I think I'm going to love it because what I enjoyed the most about In the Dream House was just the writing style, and I've heard really good things about particular stories in here, so I feel like it's still gonna count even if I only give like one story 5 stars. So I think it's a good bet. I think it's a good bet. So then we have my new favorite author, maybe, possibly. Am I speaking too soon? Who knows? Olivia Blake with Le Petit Mort, and this is a really short story. I feel like it's maybe only 100 pages, maybe 200. So this is really short fantasy standalone, and it is about this character named Marissa. She inherits a house in New Orleans in the French Quarter. She meets this guy. He's like a magician, an alchemist. His name is like Jack Saint Germain, and she kind of teams up with him against this vampire lady who is trying to control the French Quarter. It just sounds interesting. It sounds fun. I really enjoy Olivia's writing and I love her approach to fantasy, and yeah, I think it'll be awesome. So up next we have Empress of Forever by Max Gladstone, and Max Gladstone is another maybe new favorite author for me. Maybe it's speaking too soon, but I have loved everything that I read by this author so far. Everything meaning the 2 things that I've already read by this author, but still, I mean, 2 for 2 is something amazing in my opinion. So basically I read The Craft Sequence, the first book in that series, a few years ago before I started my booktube channel, and that one is called 3 Parts Dead, and I absolutely loved it. It was so good, it was so interesting, and I loved it. It's kind of like about witches and magic and stuff, and it was really awesome. And then I read This Is How You Lose the Time War a few weeks ago, which is co-authored by Max Gladstone, and I just loved it so much. New favorite book of all time. So I want to read more by Max Gladstone, and I do own this one. I think I got it for Christmas, maybe last Christmas or the year before. So it's finally time to give this one a shot. And this is a sci-fi, I want to call it like an epic sci-fi or maybe like a space opera. I don't know if that's exactly the way that I would say it, but this story is about a character named Vivian Lau, and she is a tech mogul. She's like the inventor of this really amazing technology. One day she ends up getting, you know, sort of magically or scientifically transported into the far-flung future, and these people in the future need her help in dealing with this like evil overlord empress that exists in the future. One of the main reasons that I ended up picking this one up is because I knew that the main character is sapphic, and that excites me so much, and I just, you know, we love a good sapphic queen in this house. So that was the first thing that really piqued my interest about this, but I really enjoyed This Is How You Lose the Time War. I thought that it was so cool, and its approach to sci-fi was really fascinating to me. So I want to see what this will look like in a novel that is fully authored by Max Gladstone and is much, much longer. Okay, so up next we have Long Shadow by Olivia Atwater. This is the 3rd book in the Regency Fairy Tale series, and I have read both of the first 2 books, and I gave both of those 4 stars. So you may be saying, well, why do you think you're gonna give this one 5 stars? Because the main character likes girls. Pretty much it. She likes girls. Next level. Just for that reason. More of a serve. I don't know. It just I have the feelings about it, you know? And I do think that with each book, I do see the author's writing getting a little bit better and the author exploring different types of themes. So I think that this one might be, you know, like the pinnacle of the series, maybe. We'll see. So Long Shadow is about this character named Abigail. She is the daughter of the Lord Sorcier of England, which is basically like the High Magician. And so she is training to be a magician herself. And essentially one day, a whole bunch of women start going missing, and Abigail is on the case to figure out who's doing it and why and what's going on. So I think that this would just be really cool. I really enjoy the series. I like the characters, I enjoy the humor, the setting, the world building is all really interesting and fun to me, and I think that Abigail, what little we've seen of her, she seemed like such a cool character, and so I think that this will end up being my favorite in the series. That's my thought process, but we'll see. Alright, so then we have The Sword of Kaikan by M.L. Wong. This has been on so many different lists on my channel. It's not funny, but I do really want to get over my fear of long books, because I mean, imagine being afraid of words on paper. Like, it just doesn't make sense. So I want to get over this like intimidation that I feel around reading this particular book, and I think that if I do get over that, I will love it, because everything about it just sounds, it really piques my interest. It sounds like something I'm gonna love. I really like fantasy, you know, high epic fantasy that has lots of action and lots of drama. And I think the thing that really draws me to this and that makes me feel like it's going to be a 5-star is the fact that it is kind of about a family. And so we're really dealing with like the family dynamics in this fantasy world. They are this family of warriors who are chosen to be like the protectors of this peninsula, and they guard their nation. I don't know why, it's kind of reminding me of the Greenbone Saga. Like, I know that the vibes of the series and the intentions of both series are like very wildly different, but I just think that I'm going to connect with it in the same way that I did with the Greenbone Saga. Like, it's just a premonition, it's just a feeling, and I'm sticking with it, you know? Like, I think it'll be 5 stars. So it's gonna be 5 stars. I'm manifesting it, because if I don't end up liking this book, I don't know what I'll do with myself. So it has to be 5 stars. And then I have Honey and Spice by Bolu Babalola, and this is a new adult college romance, and it's essentially about this girl who's kind of a radio host, and she's a college radio host. She has this show where she kind of talks about love and relationships, and one of the things that she talks about on her podcast or on her radio show is essentially that there's this one guy at the school, and he's kind of like the village fuckboy, and she just really talks down really bad about him, right? And so she can't stand him, blah blah blah. But she ends up getting caught, so to speak, kissing him, and everyone knows about it. And so it's really kind of putting her credibility into question, because everyone's like, you just said that this guy ain't shit, and here you are kissing him. So this is a story where the two end up kind of fake dating to recuperate their reputations, which all sounds very interesting. I am a fake dating kind of girly. I do really like fake dating, and it also kind of sort of gives me the same vibes as the show on Netflix, Dear White People. And I think that that will be like an interesting format to see in a book rather than a show, and if it like will be good and as effective as the show was at that kind of character archetype and type of storyline, you know what I'm saying? So I'm excited, and I've heard nothing but good things about it, especially on TikTok, which is maybe a bad sign because I love TikTok so much, but I just do not feel like we are on the same wavelength most of the time. I just feel like I'm not in the same place as the cultural zeitgeist on that app, but I would like to be. And I think that this book is going to be really good. So this is my 5-star prediction, but this one is more of a wild card prediction, I'd say, but I'm hoping for the best. And finally, we have a much more safe bet with In the Company of Fiends by Catherine Moon. This is a polyamorous monster romance. I really love Catherine Moon. I love her poly romances. I think they're so fun. I like her approach to monster romances in particular. I think they're really cool, really fun, really interesting. And I love the world that she has created in this particular series. The first book is called A Lady of Rooksgrave Manor. There is a like novella that takes place kind of in the middle of that, which is The Basilisk of Star Manor, and then we have this one, In the Company of Fiends. And I just love Catherine Moon. I think that she is thinking on levels that most erotica authors have not achieved yet, and I just love her so much. So I think that this is going to be a 5-star, and this is one of my most anticipated releases of the year. So yeah, if it's not a 5-star, I will absolutely cry. That is my 5-star predictions. I of course have really good feelings about all of them. Hopefully they'll be 5 stars. Stay tuned for the end of the year when I'm going to do my reflection on these picks and see how I did, and if I did better than I did last year. Hopefully I will do a lot better than I did last year, because last year I had maybe 1 or 2 books from the list that I actually even enjoyed, even remotely, not even to a 5-star degree, but like enjoyed it all. So hopefully this video will be much more successful than that one. Now that we're all done with my thoughts and my predictions, let me know in the comments below if you think I'm wrong, if you think that some of these books I'm absolutely gonna hate for some reason, because I feel like you guys, if anyone, would know my taste pretty well, right? So I think that you guys would know if these are going to really be 5 stars or not. So I'd love to know what your predictions are down in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. So bye, you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. Special thank you to all of my wonderful, wonderful patrons.